Hello and welcome to Breakfast All Day. I'm Matt, here with Christy and Alonso. Today is Juneteenth and also sees the release of a movie called Miss Juneteenth. Christy, can you describe it for us?
I will indeed. I just had the pleasure of writing about this lovely film for RogerEbert.com, so it's all fresh in my sieve of a brain here. So this is the debut feature from writer-director Channing Godfrey Peoples. She grew up in Fort Worth, and this takes place in Fort Worth and has a tremendous, rich sense of place and is very vivid, which we will get to as we talk about this here. So Nicole Beharie, who just could not be more lovely or naturally radiant. She's got this tremendous presence for a petite little 5'1" woman like me. She plays a woman named Turquoise living in Fort Worth and working at this divey hole-in-the-wall barbecue joint. And 15 years ago, she won this beauty pageant title, Miss Juneteenth. Now, this is an actual
scholarship competition.
I'm sorry. It's a pageant. It is a pageant, though. But there's no like bathing suit competition, so that part's good. But this is a real pageant that takes place in cities all over Texas. It commemorates Juneteenth, which is the holiday we are celebrating today. This is the day that slaves in Texas learned that they were free. And it was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, 2+ years, because that was January 1st, 1863. This is June 19th. So Juneteenth is the day. And so to honor that day, for many years now, they have had a Miss Juneteenth competition, which is, celebrates young girls and, encourages, good etiquette and moral fiber and character, and gives them a full scholarship to a historically Black college or university and sends them off on a trail to greatness. And so when Turquoise Jones won the Miss Juneteenth competition back in 2004, it made her a bit of a minor celebrity. And she still kind of lives in that space in her brain. Things didn't quite turn out for her the way she hoped or the way society would have hoped. Life got in the way and she got derailed, and she has a daughter who is about to turn 15, and her name is Kai. She is played by newcomer Alexis Chikaeze. This is her first film. She is from Dallas, and she's got a really lovely natural way about her and great chemistry with Nicole Beharie. And so Turquoise wants her daughter Kai to compete in the competition and, enjoy that vicarious glory and thrill. And Kai has zero interest in doing this. I mean, she could not possibly care less. She wants to try out for the school's dance team. She wants to do anything else but put on a big poofy dress and recite a Maya Angelou poem. But it's about this mother-daughter push-pull. It's about generational conflict, because Turquoise herself has a mother with whom she has a very fraught relationship. And it sounds like it's a film that maybe you've seen before in terms of the tensions and the generational struggles that it depicts, but it's so vivid in the setting that it's established here. And even like the use of color and costume design. I wrote this in my review for Ebert. The first time we see Turquoise, she's in her bedroom and she's looking at the sparkly tiara and the dress that she wore when she walked that stage and she won that title. And it's this vibrant explosion of canary yellow tulle. It's this giant regal dress. And then the next time we see her, in the very next scene, she's wearing that color yellow again. But it's in the bandana that is covering her hair as she scrubs a toilet in this divey barbecue joint where she works. And she's been saving up the tips from that job to buy her own daughter a dress that this girl doesn't even want. And so it's details like that tell us a lot about these characters really efficiently and very clearly. Kai's dad is kind of in the picture. Not really. He's played by Kendrick Sampson, and he's a mechanic and kind of like a ne'er-do-well gambler. And it's just about these people and this little slice of their life for a little while and coming to understand each other. And it's so lovely and it's so understated. And I love the deliberate nature of the pacing. And it takes its time to let you get to know these folks and their life. And I kind of wish that they had explored a little more with a couple of the supporting characters and those subplots, but I really was very impressed by this.
Yeah, you hear the phrase, black excellence thrown around. They never say it in this film, but it's a thing that you come across in the culture. And I like that this movie sort of tries to explore the idea that there's not one version of what that even is. Like for the women who run the Miss Juneteenth pageant, you need to know which is your salad knife and which is your dinner knife, which is like, okay, fine. That's one way to go through this. But you can tell for Kai, she has dreams and ambitions and interests and things that maybe don't go with the idea of what this pageant, is demanding of her, and is trying to sort of propagate as like this is our ideal young woman. This is the person that we think stands for the community. And the movie's very smart about being like, there's a lot of different ways to approach this. There's a lot of different ways to live your life. Turquoise may not have followed in the footsteps of what was expected of her as a Miss Juneteenth honoree, but you do see her like building this life for herself, building this life for her daughter, and by the end of the film, sort of like finding another track for herself that's going to ideally be successful and be, entrepreneurial for her, even if it's something that she had never pictured before. So I love how, you're right. I love all the specificity of this movie, how you really feel like you're in this community, and these characters are so lived in and have these very unique experiences that they bring to bear as to who they are and what they do. But I also like this notion of, while the Miss Juneteenth pageant is celebrating this one thing, there's a lot of different things and a lot of different ways that they can be lived that can be celebrated.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot too. One of the kind of fascinating things was it also touches on, within the community, Turquoise, like you get the sense that Turquoise was the unexpected winner, right? Because you see like she talks about the woman that she had beat, right? Like there's that moment where they're signing Kai up and there's some tension because Turquoise doesn't come from the same level of financial background that the other contestants even 15, 16 years ago. Or I guess 14 years ago. This was a lovely movie. I totally agree with you. Beautifully shot. The acting is terrific. You never know that this was Alexis' first role. Like you just never would know that, mm-hmm. right?
Or the director's for that.
Or the director's first film. It is lovely. It does I felt like it sometimes it's this very naturalistic and does take a time, but in a couple of places it felt like it steps over that line a little bit and a little too much of just like, okay, maybe we need to actually have a couple things happening or leaves a little too much unanswered. But that's okay. It's still a terrific film.
With Turquoise's mom. Turquoise's mom.
A little bit. Yeah.
Some of that comes out of nowhere for me too. I would like to have explored that a little bit more too.
Sure. I also like the fact, and again, I think this is something that you get when you have a female writer director, is that they give Turquoise this interesting, complex relationship with her daughter's father, and then there's this other guy in the picture who is on paper everything. Like he adores her, he's rich, like he's so the sort of safety valve there, and the movie isn't about her picking between these guys, and it isn't about her waiting for one of these guys to rescue her. She's fine. She's got it under control. She's going to take care of herself. I was reminded of Goldie Hawn in Private Benjamin at the beginning, when she talks about seeing an unmarried woman going, I would have become Mrs. Allen Bates so fast it'd make her head swim. And so, but like the fact that this movie's like, no, she doesn't need either of these paths for herself. She's going to forge her own.
And the nice guy literally rides up on horseback.
Yes.
He's part of the whole black cowboy scene there, which again, the introduction of that element of his personality is part of what makes this fabric feel so rich. Like just when the director just lets them chat at a bar, or cook some barbecue, or do line dancing at the bar.
God, that barbecue, right? I was like fainting. Briskets.
You just feel like you're really hanging out with these folks in this place. Yes. It feels like a real place that everyone actually hung out in. Everyone knows everyone else. They all know one another's stories.
They're all up in each other's business. Yeah, for sure. Yes. This is, and in the realm of like Texas movies, like it doesn't, like, I don't know, there are certain kind of visual cliches that you expect in Texas films to really sort of play up the sense of geography or the flatness or the wherever specifically they are. But like until they finally said it was Fort Worth, like I didn't immediately know. Dave goes, it's not West Texas, but beyond that, it could be pretty much anywhere else,
I couldn't figure it out either. I lived there a long time like you did. I couldn't figure it, because it's just like on the outskirts of Fort Worth. Definitely. Right? So it's not like you see a skyline that's very famous.
Sure. Right? Yeah. But sense of place is so vivid and so specific, because Juneteenth is, I mean, it's a holiday everywhere, but it's very much a Texas thing, obviously, because of its historical roots. And so, this movie just impressed me so much, and I want to see what else Channing Godfrey Peoples has up her sleeve. I did not know Nicole Beharie. I didn't watch Sleepy Hollow, so I've never seen her before. But man, she super impressed me, as well as Alexis, Chikaeze, who plays her daughter. I mean, overall, this is the acting is all just consistently really good. But I think the two leads, especially, I was like, these are amazing actors. Right.
In an ordinary world, this is a role that would make Nicole Beharie a major star, but we're in such a weird place where folks are going to see this streaming, and hopefully they do. Hopefully it's well downloaded. She also, wasn't she Jackie Robinson's wife in 42? Yes. Nicole Beharie. Yes. And she's got just like this incredible like presence about her, just like an intensity, like an elegance, but an intensity too. Like, I liked her.
I hope the Spirit Awards. I hope the Spirit Awards are paying attention when this rolls around. This is one they should totally even be talking about for their ensemble award, because I think top to tail, like there's so many good performances here.
This won the Lewis Black Lone Star Award at South by Southwest. Whatever online version of South by Southwest they did this year, which goes to a Texas-based film. So
nice.
There you go.
Yeah, this is really. I mean, I don't want to say it's great regional cinema, and not in a way that I'm trying to diminish it. It is great regional cinema, but it's a really well done movie. And I think, I hope that the filmmaker gets attention. I hope these actors get attention, and I hope people see the movie.
Yes, I'm saying 8.3.
I said 8.
Did you say 8?
8.5.
I think you said 8.5, Alonso.
Sure.
I'm sorry. No. You just say 8. I'm sorry. I mixed you guys up.
Okay.
Alonso said 8.
Matt said
8.5. Our number is 8.3.
I need to shave.
Either way, our number is an 8.3.
I'm Fat Beardo 1. Never forget.
As you said, we're all Fat Beardo 1 of our own lives.
That's right. Exactly. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and do check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We're wrapping up our recaps of The Great on Hulu. We are talking about our gay pride pick, God's Own Country, which our members selected for us to talk to. Lots of other fun stuff happening over there, exclusive to our members. So do check it out. Patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.